That rider's away now. And someone's going after him, so I'll go down there. Right now they're removing this canvas that hangs over the sidewalk. The problem with just letting them roll it up is, of course, the next time you leave, or the very moment you leave, they unroll it and it's back out again. So this time they're just cutting it down and then putting it on the back of their truck, confiscating it. Right now they're looking at this huge truck that's parked here. It's actually a stalled vehicle. I believe it was towed from somewhere else, so I have no idea why they placed it here. And there's another truck here. Apparently the driver is at the police station because it was involved in an accident. So apparently what happened is the truck hit a motorcycle rider and the motorcycle rider actually died. Now allegedly he wasn't wearing a helmet, and over here I can see there's another truck that's been stopped, but I have no idea why, so let's verify what's going on. So I just verified now, and apparently the driver, this has an expired driver's license, and that's why it's here. But I don't know what the original violation was, why they actually stopped him and checked his documents. For anyone that's wondering about buying stuff in a place like this, I can see there's a dead rat down there. So cleanliness isn't exactly the top priority, I think. The only thing with clearing in places like this is often they'll just move the stuff away from the sidewalk, and then once you leave they'll put it out again. So right now they're dealing with two different motorcycles. One had no helmet and doesn't appear to have a driver's license, and the other didn't have a helmet but does have a driver's license. So right now they've stopped this one for a coding. The driver said they're going to the hospital for a scheduled checkup or something like that, something that's scheduled. It's not like it's an emergency where they're rushing to the hospital. So as far as I know, there's no such exemption for that. Here's another motorcycle they've just stopped. Two riders, no helmets. I'm pretty sure I just heard that he doesn't have a driver's license. So that means the bike will be impounded. That rider's away now. And someone's going after him, so I'll go down there. So it looks like they managed to catch up with the rider, and I think they're going to issue a ticket now. You can see there's 3 riders, and the young child in the front, or in the middle, doesn't have a helmet.
No helmet, tapos tigita mo ng reckless para mag-seminar siya. Sandali, boss. Yung enforcer ko hindi magsasabi na hindi mo minura kung hindi mo minura. Kaya nga. So ngayon, o kaya nga, ang sa akin lang, kung ikaw lang mag-isa na nagpahabol ka, may mangyari sa'yo, wala akong problema doon. Hindi ako makukonsensya nun. Pero nagpahabol ka na may dala mo yung misis mo at anak mo, pag-usapan.
Ngayon ako ng ano, sir, mababa lang ang ano nito. Kahit ako ba?
Para tayo matuto. Dahil hindi pa pwedeng ginaganyan yung mga enforcers na.
Ngayon mo na talaga ako nahuli yun, sir eh.
Kaya nga.
Hindi nga, sir. Ngayon ako ng mababa lang.
Sana pwede lahat pakiusapan, ano. Pero hindi tayo matututo ng ganyan eh.
Right now they're making noise to try and get the driver of this car to come out and move it. You can see there's a sign up there which says no parking both sides. It's not even that far away, so if the driver comes out in time, they'll just be issued a ticket for illegal parking. If they don't come out in time, they'll be issued the ticket plus the vehicle will be towed away. So you can see right now the tow truck has arrived. We've been here for a number of minutes. Wow, the driver suddenly appeared. We've been here for a long time and he literally just appeared when the tow truck arrived. And they're just writing up the ticket now, and then the vehicle can be moved away from this area. I can see here a motorcycle is being impounded. Let me ask what happened. So I just verified now. Initial violation was no helmet, and then the driver only has a student permit, so that's driving without license. Right now they're dealing with these tricycles that are parked here, and of course this tricycle here was blocking the PWD ramp. And interestingly, this one is now being impounded because the driver can't present a driver's license. And right now that motorcycle is being impounded. The driver said he does have a license, but he left it at home. Since he can't produce the license on demand, that's why they're going to be impounding the bike. Over here you can see they're dealing with a motorcycle where the back rider doesn't have a helmet, so they'll issue a ticket for that. So this is something interesting. Bong just pointed out the fact that this road is open. Now you might think, well, of course the road is open. A road is meant to be open. But last time we came here, there were barriers here, and this whole area was converted to a marketplace. But it seems like now it's been opened as a road again, so that's quite interesting. So right now I'm here with the QC DPOS, and I decided to join one of their operations today. Now if it's MMDA, it's typically typically going to be the bigger roads, but if it's the local government, QC government, they're going to do the smaller roads. And this one was specifically at the request of this barangay. So you can see they're doing sidewalk clearing. For instance, this was left on the sidewalk. They're also issuing tickets for illegal parking to various vehicles, and they do have the MMDA with them. You can see them down the end there. So if they need to tow vehicles, they can. And they're using the QC, I think these are the garbage trucks. Oh no, it says special operations. So maybe these are specifically just for these operations for sidewalk clearing. So just like the MMDA Task Force Special Operations, they'll look for the driver. If there's a driver, they can issue a ticket. If there's no driver, they can actually impound the vehicle. This driver looks very young, so I'd be very surprised if he has a license for this, to drive this jeepney. I stand corrected, he does have a driver's license, so they'll just issue a ticket for illegal parking and allow him to move it. You can see they're getting ready to impound this one because there's no driver. That's standard practice. If there's no driver, they're going to impound the vehicle because no one can move it, so it's an obstruction. And here it goes now. So here's a document which shows the areas of operation and the request for help. So this is West Riverside Street that we're on, and there's a lot more streets to go. Right now they're looking at this truck that's parked here. I don't know if there's a driver. It's possible it's going to get towed if there's no driver. Otherwise it would just be ticketed. There was another vehicle down the road which I think was also ticketed, and maybe a few others. This is my first time to join them on this kind of operation, so I'm still learning exactly how they operate and where I need to be and everything like that. So you can see right now they're clearing the sidewalk of these jeepney doors or whatever it might be. And likely they'll clear this stuff over here also. You can see they've got the MMDA truck. They've also got some of the QC special operation trucks, which I assume used to be garbage trucks. Some people are now coming out to rescue their stuff, but a lot of it is being taken away, confiscated. You can see right now they're using some bolt cutters to cut off this lock. You can see there's a lot of stuff on here. There's crates, there's what looks like a pedicab and various other things that have been blocking the sidewalk. And now they're putting on one of these, I don't know what this is, like a portable canteen, something like that. You can see there's two taxis and then a jeepney. Right now they're asking the jeepney for his driver's license so they can issue a ticket.
More than 25 minutes na po kami sa area.
So the enforcer just got the license now and he'll just write out the ticket. Over here there's another enforcer. He's been with this jeepney. I guess there's no driver because it looks like they're getting ready to impound it. So you can see they're just connecting the tow bar and then they'll take it away. He's advising them not to move the tricycles until he's been able to issue the ticket for illegal parking here on the sidewalk. So right now the enforcer's writing out a ticket for illegal parking. I asked him how much it is. He said it's 350, so that's actually a little bit higher than the MMDA. And it looks like they're also impounding these push carts that have been left in the road. I'm not sure if this is a legitimate business or not, but you can see that this looks like some kind of transport terminal, maybe for tricycles or something. I guess it's not legitimate because they're clearing it now and confiscating a lot of stuff. It's possible that that's only a kitchen and not a CR. They appear to be destroying it themselves. I think it's everyone's upset now, but I don't think they're meant to be here anyway.
Legal vending. This site is not allowed to...
So they don't have a permit?
No, they don't have anything. They are all illegal.
You can see they're also ripping down all of the tarpaulins, and again I might have to blur this because there's too many moving faces for me to manually blur. You can see they're also removing all the electrical wires and everything else. I'm not sure where the original hookup was, if it's a nearby business home or if it's just an illegal, they call it like a jumper when it goes up to straight up to the transformer or whatever. I'm not sure how this one was connected. Let's take a closer look at the CR or kitchen or whatever this might be. Yeah, I think it's a CR. You can see people probably pee there. It goes straight down. I don't know if they also wash stuff here. There is a sign if you want to read this. And next time you buy a bottled drink, remember that at some point it's been stored somewhere like this. But of course they do wash them when it goes back to the factory and before they refill them.
Kailan yan, kailan?
Ito po, kasi malabo mata ko, yan po, nagbayad naman po kami.
Kahit yung bang
May ticket naman po kami.
Ano po yung kinukuha nyo?
Kinayaran po kami.
Kinayaran, nagbayad po kami. Kukuha niya. Pinabang kami nga ng dalawa. Marami na po, wala po tayong karapatang magbabadya.
Punta na lang po kayo ng City Hall.
Wala po tayong karapatang magbabadya.
Sali na sa sito, yung mga ganyan.
Sa City Hall na lang po kayo magpunta.
Magkakaroon ng conflict po dyan.
You can see they're also clearing over here. It looks like it's, look at that Xiaomai. They basically just set up a full restaurant on the sidewalk. They are letting them disconnect the electric and everything else like that. I wonder where the electric goes. There's an extension. I don't know if they're actually using this, but you can see there's an extension here. And then where does this go? This appears to go up, and then it goes into that mess of wires up there. So I would also wonder if it's really going into a meter or if it's what they call a jumper. Now again, like I said, I don't know who's actually using this. It might be genuine, it might be allowed, but certainly some very questionable wiring at the very least. And they've just removed the last of the structures, and all that's left is the cooking stuff and all the byproducts of the business. So right now I'm joining a Addict operation. They're going to be going around the bus terminals getting ready for Holy Week preparations. So you can see the LTO are here, of course, the LTFRB, Addict personnel and MMDA. So yeah, we'll just do a quick briefing and then go outside. And you'll also see the HPG here as well, and maybe someone from the AFP, I'm not sure. So one big happy family for today's operation. So we're now at the first one. This is the jam liner, and you can see HPG here. Yusek Tim is here. He's the one that's leading the operation today. And since this is an IACT operation, you can see the AFP are here. I mentioned them earlier, but verified they are on the scene. Right now they're interviewing people, but also the LTFRB are checking the buses inside, making sure they're roadworthy, that they're not calorum and everything like that. I guess this is what they need to do to prepare for the Holy Week, make sure everyone's going to be safe. We're now walking towards the terminal of Dimple Star, but the advance party already said there is no buses here, so I'm not expecting to see anything, but maybe. Let's just walk there. You know, we're here already, so we might as well actually verify. Here you can see Bayani Fernando, the previous chairman of MMDA and mayor of Marikina. He also came down to check the situation and see what's going on and lend a hand. It's actually my first time to see him in person. He's legendary. So it's actually quite impressive to be able to see him in person and meet him in person. No one inside. There are still a lot of packages in here, so if you took your package here, you might want to come and get it back, because I don't think they're going to be doing any more operations. You can see there's various buses here from different companies, and I guess they're just going to inspect them, make sure they have a franchise, make sure they're in roadworthy condition and everything like that. The terminal is already very heavily full of people, so what more in the coming days? It's going to be crazy. That's why I don't want to travel during that time, because it's just insane.
Dalawang buses na hindi namin pinatakbo doon kasi basagin sa lamin. Yung lahat. Tingnan namin, sir, tatlong bus yun sa job, hindi natin pinaalis na. Sa job? Oo, tinikita na namin, sir. Dalawang buses dito, hindi natin pinabiyahe dito. So ano tayo ngayon? Yung 5-star naman tayo? O sir, babalik na tayo. Nauna natin ibang tao doon.
So you can see right now Yusek Tim is looking at the LTFRB laptop. Once they type in the details, they can find all the details about the vehicle and make sure that everything's legitimate, because sometimes there is fake paperwork produced, so having the laptop here makes things much better. One thing I personally noticed is that some of the porters here are smoking, and that's a big no-no. You can't smoke in a public transport terminal like this. So one of the problems that was just pointed out to me is that the commuters here are actually lining up on the public road. It's a side road, but still. So they should really be on the private property here, and there should be a safe space for them. So that might be something they really have to address.
So already side street?
Already side street. And the queue is incredibly long. I can see it goes all the way up the road.
Pero Paul, may mga bag eh.
sir, yung... Pila po ng Kabanataon yan, sir. Bataan Transit po yung sir. Ay, hindi sa'yo? Opo. Eh, ba't nandito nagtiterminal sa'yo? Dito rin po nagtiterminal yan, sir. Bakit ganun? Eh, yan po yung nabutan ko dito, sir.
Right now they're verifying all the franchise papers of this vehicle and the driver's license and ensuring that everything else is in order before it rolls out of here. They're also checking their roadworthiness. You can see they're testing the wipers. He just tested the horn. They're also checking the tires and everything else like that. I know I'm not showing you a lot of this on video because we're moving from place to place, but these guys stay here and they're checking the buses to make sure they're safe, because there's really going to be a lot of travelers, and this is something they do quite often anyway. They tried to flag this bus over, but he didn't stop at first, but they put a motorcycle in front of him. I'm not sure if it's MMDA or HPG, but they're now pulling it over. I think because it's overloaded, I would assume, based on how many people I can see there. But let's verify what the deal is. So we just asked now for the driver's license. He also asked for the ORCR. So there's the driver's license. Some of the passengers have gone down because of course it's so loaded inside. Although with them going down, it will make it harder to verify exactly how many passengers were on board. You can see it's absolutely crammed back. So you can see the LTO are now writing out the ticket for overloading, but they still want to verify the rest of the documents like the ORCR, franchise, etc. It looks like another bus is being stopped over here, so let's see what's going on. It might be the same issue. Okay, so looking at how many people are squashed against the windows and doors, I'm guessing it is overloading also. So you can see the LTFRB and the MMD are here. They're going to verify the documents. It looks like they're also going to be writing out a ticket. Let's verify if it's for overloading.
Ticket for overloading.
Ticket from LTFRB? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Pagka ano, dapat huwag yung ano yan, ha? Kontrolin yung tao, mas delikado yun ano yan.
Gulong nyo, put. Doon, sa kabila. Put, tsaka may ano, may uka-uka na. Di ba pinapalitan ng operator yan?
Hindi pa kasi siguro naireklamo ng driver yung... Kasi tugis lang po kasi namin itong bus.
Yan yung sabihin sa operator, ha?
The problem with overloading is it can make the vehicle unsafe. The brakes won't be as responsive. The way that the body moves won't be the same. It's really not designed for that many passengers, so it could be potentially deadly. I just saw here the LTFRB are unloading some of the passengers because it's overloaded. They really need to make sure it's safe before it continues, so I'm glad they're actually doing that. They'll also issue a ticket for overloading, and I think that's quite a significant penalty. You can see how low it is at the front towards the wheel, and imagine if it had even more passengers on board. And if you look at this tire here,
just one small rock.
Yeah.
Hit this side wall.
And then it will pierce it. So yeah, I didn't even notice that until now.
This is already side wall.
That's sidewall, and it's running against the floor. Yeah, that's dangerous. The sidewall already running against the floor. If you check this tire here, it's also a little bit similar. It's not quite as bad, but similar. Let's check this tire back here. Yeah, this one also doesn't look very good. How about on top? Oh, they're slick. Absolutely slick. There's no tread on that at all. I'm running my finger across that. It's completely slick. They also want to stop this bus here, although he doesn't want to stop. So they might actually send a motorcycle after him. Let's see if the HPG's managed to walk in front of him and pull him over, hopefully. So the operation is finished now, and you can obviously see it's quite dark. Everyone's finished here at LTO. They've come back here to have a meal before they go home. Since I'm vegetarian, I can almost guarantee there won't be anything for me. So I'm just gonna go home. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It's been a very long day. Thanks for watching.